Hi folks, thank you for coming. Today we are talking about how to organize IT community conferences. My name is Dmitry Durasov. I'm from Minsk, Belarus. I am Microsoft Azure MVP, and I am a local Azure community lead and organizer conferences like Azure Bootcamp, Azure Day, and a series of meetups. And my friend Mikhail Matveev.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yes, I've invited him as a huge expert in this area. He organizes more than 300 IT events. It's Michael. How many are organized?
Yes, around 300 events, including meetups and nearly 50 conferences.
So if you want to know how to organize IT event, you are definitely in the right place and have right speakers here. So let's go through our agenda. We are talking about community conference. What does it like? About sponsorship, team, speakers, conference agenda, and of course budget. So let's start. What kind of community conference you could organize? It can be global Azure Bootcamp. We have a booth in the back, and it's nice event which you can organize in your own location. Currently, it's 3-day event. You can choose any 3 days. It's a lot of user groups like SQL Server or Azure or SharePoint, and all these groups have their conferences like SQL. They usually name like Saturday, for example, SQL Saturday or SharePoint Saturday. Some of them probably has name Friday. And of course, conference like Azure Day or other conferences, technology you are interested in. Usually, all these conferences are free and non-commercial. So, this is Azure Global Bootcamp address, which you can easily to reach and follow the instructions. So, next part is money that you need to organize the conferences. And Microsoft can sponsor some of your activities. In example of Bootcamp, Microsoft covers meal and some swag. Usually, for my conferences, local IT companies are best sponsors that I can reach for. Mikhail, in your?
Definitely, local IT conferences are more dependent to local companies. That's absolutely true. And also, it is very important to have your sponsors as early as possible. That means do not consider to do that in the last moment, because usually in the last moment, sponsors are not able to organize everything and to support your events.
Yeah, but usually sponsors are ready and happy to sponsor these events because they have possibility to find new talents on these events. They usually get a list of attendees, also has access to speakers, and frankly speaking, it's not huge investment to hire best in breed professionals. Next part, when you got the budget and estimate something, we are talking about budgeting a bit later, you need a team. As organizer or co-organizer, you need to invest about 2 weeks for the conference of your time. It's a bare minimum. Even in a small event. Meetups, of course, it's much shorter, but we are talking about conference about at least 150, 200 people and more. Of course, you need a co-organizer and some kind of committee who select speakers and topics. And one more important thing, you need volunteers. You can easily find volunteers in local communities because if you work alone or just with co-organizer, you can't cover all the activities that you have. Speakers. Usually, if you just start the conferences, you cannot find a lot of famous speakers. But if you are working more than one conference, you have access to speakers. How to find the speakers? Local communities, MVP community, if this Windows or Microsoft related conferences. Other communities. Michael, how you finding speakers?
There are several channels actually. If your event is part of some global community like PAS, Professional Association of SQL Server Specialists, they have common channels. So if you organize, for example, SQL Saturday, your event will be promoted worldwide and many speakers will receive information about this, probably several hundred or even more. This helps a lot. If you organize Microsoft events and you are part of some MVP expertise, you will be able to promote in this group your events. So many people also will know. With international speakers, it is very, very important to promote your event in the right way.
Yes, but definitely if you would like to invite international speakers, you need to have additional budget on them because usually some speakers can travel by their own cost. But it's a good manner to cover at least flight and hotel accommodation.
It is very important actually to be clear from the beginning.
Yes.
If we
sure.
can cover these expenses or not.
And if you cover these expenses, you can expect wider range of submission for speakers. Please don't forget about such activities as labs on your conference, or for example, some kind of master classes. For lab proctoring, you can also invite just a tech educated person. He cannot be a speaker because a lot of people avoid to speak in public, but to proctor in lab, it's good to find this person.
Also, probably it's good to have workshops in a context to attract international speakers, because if you arrange workshop for international speakers, actually they can cover part of their expenses.
Yes, thank you for the good comment, Mikhail. Workshops can be on payment basis, just to cover speakers and some other expenses. And usually, if, for example, we have registered 500 people on the conferences, about 10% you can expect that will be registered on the payment workshop, if, of course, speaker is good. Agenda. We have actually 17 minutes. Oh, I don't know how. 10 or something. Yeah.
Few minutes.
Few minutes. Agenda. When you plan your agenda, it's a hard thing because usually all the speakers want to speak in the first part of the day, and in the second part of the day, activities are less. And you need to manage all this stuff. A good way to create like two separate flows for the conference if you have enough people and if you have good venue. For the second part of the day, it's a good thing to create such activities like round table or panel discussions, when you have all speakers together and it's like Q&A session. And of course, don't forget about after party. If your conference has after party, it's much more likely to have all attendees or bunch of attendees to wait until it ends. Even if you provide a couple of, I don't know, bottle of beers, or for one bottle of beers for each attendee, they will wait. As we have there.
Also, it is very important to give opportunity to partners, sponsors,
Yes.
to present themselves. And there is also very specific in which time will be this presentation. Because if it is in the beginning, sometimes people are not on site. So quite often we organize this opening with presentations from partners after the first slot to be possible more people to be at the venue.
Yes. So the speakers from sponsor side. Attendees. Usually, when you start registration process, it can be even just simple Google form. It works. Or, of course, if you have a possibility to create some kind of website, it will be better. But even just simple Google forms, good, with description, and it allows to register people. Usually, in my conferences, I have in first days people even does not register it, and expect a lot of registration in the last 2 days, because you can see, oh, I have only 50 people registered and for a week, but in the last 2 days you have bunch of registration. So expect this, and of course attendees rate. I may expect about 70 to 80% of attendees rate. Mikhail, what is attendees rate?
It depends actually on the conference.
We are talking about free conference.
Not only about if the conference is free or paid, but how long this conference is organized. Usually during the first editions, we have higher drop rate. It could be up to 50%. But if conference is already organized 5 or more years, we have much lower drop rate. Even for some events, we had, I can say it, negative drop rates. That means finally we had on the conference more people than people registered in advance. Yes.
It can be, yes, if the conference is major and in the huge city. For example, in Moscow, they have overbooked conferences from Microsoft. Even people sit in the aisle.
The most important is also to remind registered people actually to unregister if they are not able to come, because otherwise many people can forget, and we will be not able to manage in the best way actually the drop rate and real expectations, how many people we have.
So depends on the budget. You can provide some nice badge to the attendees, or even just a sticker. If you have a low budget, stickers are good. If you have more, print the badges. Next, venue. Where to find venue? Because actually it can be costly. But a lot of IT companies has on-site conference hall or some place when you accommodate couple of hundreds people. And as well, they can sponsor this place, because usually conferences are going on weekends, and there are no issues to get all these people.
Yes, for Saturday events, usually we can use company venues. Yep. If the event is during the workday, it will be more difficult, and usually we need to rent some venue.
Yes, and the one more thing that you can, when you can find a place, there are co-working spaces. Usually they have also some rooms for conferences, but they like to collect fee for them.
For co-working spaces, the case is the same like with company venues.
Yeah.
Usually many people work there during the work days, but during the weekends it is much more flexible to get this venue.
And in IT world exists some special event spaces for community. They are free for conferences, but they have some sponsors that collect money for the living. Please keep in mind as well this option, because budget will be limited, and better to get a couple of speakers from other countries than spend money for the venue.
Yes, you need to know what is the most important for your event, and actually to cover the most important parts. Other details can be sometimes missed, and it will be not so critical. But you need to have the most important parts and to make it with the budget in accordance with expectations.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes left, so budget and estimations. What you should include? Catherine, Usually it depends on the country, but we count about $10 per person for catering, like just basic catering. Coffee and some lunchbox. Banners and posters. It depends if you have designer or if you have company that can design. It's good to have some banners, posters on the conference. You can count about $50 to $100 per banner, so you need at least couple of them. Badges. If you have budget for badges, it's nice to print them. If you don't, just buy a pack or order a pack of stickers and stick to attendees. Speakers, accommodation, and tickets. Usually, it's about $200 per day per night for accommodation, and flight is about, if you're talking about European flights, about €500 in to a place. And after party, you can. It's a good way to have after party for speakers. You must do it. For other person, if sponsor want to invite some guys, why not, or girls? Sometimes sponsor raffle tickets or just invite specific person who they want to talk on the after party. It's like a hiring process. Nobody likes direct hiring when HR asks you, but to invite the party and have small talks and finally got this specialist.
It is also very good to invite all peoples, even if it is not possible to cover their expenses, but to be clear if you can cover or not. So people who like to join, again, can be welcome to the party.
Yes. Next part is streaming. If you have some enthusiasts to stream them, because company charge a lot, it's good way to stream. You see this just basic equipment on the table, and it has a photo, and the cost is about $1,500, and it allows stream everything. This is how it looks like on my screen. Currently, I'm not streaming because internet is poor, but I'm just recording and put it after. The setup takes about 15 minutes. And we have 2 minutes, and then day. You need carefully plan and define all roles. You need a couple of volunteers who will be like a host, give a badge and initial registration, and some persons who guide the people. You need to coordinate all labs and all other activities. Keep in mind that in the last moment some speakers can quit.
Yes, can quit.
Yeah, yes, can quit, and be prepared to deliver one session or even two. In one of the conference, I deliver 3 sessions because 2 speakers, one has illness and second has some family issues.
It is even not necessary organizer to deliver, but to have
but you need
options
at
for
least
backup.
person, yes, who can deliver. And I suppose that's all. After the conference, enjoy after party. If you have any questions, we would like to answer. Thank you.
Thank you.